Hi, welcome back to the Old Shed Workshop. If this is your first time here, I'm Mike. I want to share with you guys today how I made a jig to cut thin strips on the table saw. If you haven't subscribed, hopefully you'll take the opportunity to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications for future videos. You guys that have been liking and subscribing have really been helping me to build my channel. Let me show you how I made this jig. I start out with a piece of 2x4. This one I think is actually a little bit long for what I do. You can make it whatever length you want. So you take a 2x4 and you rip it along your fence. Flip it around, rip the other side against your fence. So you have two nice straight sides on the 2x4. The handle is a pattern for a handle I found on the internet, and I cut that out of a scrap 2x4. On the end, there's a piece of just scrap plywood that I had hanging around. I screw into the bottom of the 2x4. Make sure when you do that, that you're flat on the table saw, because you don't want this to overhang the table saw. Then I use a simple cam lock clamp and a piece of sacrificial wood that I clamp into a locked position. So now what I do is, since I know I have a straight edge on both sides of the piece of 2x4, I do my measurements from the outside edge of the 2x4 to the leading tooth. As you know, most likely you have a tooth going this way, a tooth going straight, and a tooth going outboard. You want to measure to the inboard tooth, the leading edge that you're going to cut to. So right now, I have this set to 3/4 of an inch. So I can take my piece of beautiful yellow heart, put it against my sacrificial piece, and run it through. Let me show you how it cuts. I have my ear protection on. I'm going to activate my two-stage dust collection system and show you how easy it is to cut thin strips with a jig on the table saw. That is a perfect 3/8 inch strip. It's a very simple jig. As you cut through the sacrificial piece. All right, you'll see that the blade cuts the sacrificial piece off. That's what it's for. Eventually, you just move the sacrificial piece down a little bit. When it gets too short, you just replace it. I've used this to cut down to 1/8 inch strips. I did 1/16 inch strips at one time. I won't do that again. There's no need to be dancing with the devil doing this. One more thing I would suggest is start with a piece of material that has a little bit of width to it. You don't want to get to a piece that's rather thin, and now you're trying to figure out how to hold it as you pass through the blade. You don't want to get too close to the blade. Again, there's no reason to be dancing with the devil. So hopefully this helps some of you guys out there in a future project. Don't forget the link down below, and we'll see you on the next one.